flags will fly half-staff around Wisconsin on Monday. Governor Tony Evers issuing that order today to honor Sergeant Jack Holfeld, a World War II veteran from the area who's now just a part of a small percentage identified from a prison camp in the Pacific Theater. In this News 19 exclusive, I had a chance to talk with members of his family who shared with me their more than decade-long work to fulfill a mission dating back 8 decades.
Emerging from foxholes like those in which perished the heroes of Bataan, they proved born fighters.
More than 80 years after the fall of the Philippines in World War II,
82 years.
Another born fighter will finally see her efforts to honor one of those heroes come to pass.
I think he'd be awful impressed with his
family,
with his niece that he never met, because Sharon was so determined and so dedicated.
Sharon and her husband Ron Graw will soon welcome home the man they call Uncle Jack to finally be laid to rest. Sergeant Jack Holfeld was born in the Coulee region in 1907. He lived in La Crosse for a time, eventually joining the Army Air Corps in 1938. Serving in the 24th Pursuit Group, Holfeld was in the Philippines when Japanese forces attacked, eventually capturing him and tens of thousands of U.S. and Filipino troops, forcing them on a 65-mile trek that became known as the Bataan Death March.
He survived the Death March, and he made it to the Cabernet prison camp. But he only lived there less than 6 months, and he developed pellagra, which is basically starvation.
And at that particular camp at Cabanatuan, so many people died every day that everyone who died that day would be buried in a common grave.
Sergeant Holfeld was among the nearly 1,000 unidentified remains found intermingled in the graves after the war, lost, until Sharon got a call from a family member researching the Holfeld line, which sparked her interest. That was nearly 13 years ago, before the Defense POW-MIA accounting agency even existed.
Yeah, we must have worked with 20 different people.
DPAA spokesman Sean Everett told me one of the biggest challenges with identifying the unknowns is finding that place to start.
Some of these service members, quite honestly, may not have surviving family anymore.
But Uncle Jack had a champion in his corner.
Once she got started, she was a bulldog. She would make, hundreds of emails and phone calls.
They never gave up hope, even with Sharon facing ongoing health issues. And then fittingly, the week following Memorial Day this year, their hope and persistence paid off.
We got a call from Mr. Mee from Fort Knox saying, "We've got him identified and he's coming home." It was pretty exciting. Right?
yes, my dear.
It was emotional.
Sergeant Holfeld's remains are now among just 81 accounted for from that prison camp since 1945, and 98 World War II casualties ID'd in this current fiscal year.
We never give up hope, and we never are going to stop looking for these people and trying to ID them and trying to bring them home to their families.
That final mission is soon to be fulfilled for the family of Uncle Jack.
After a lot of years of waiting.
And the service for Sergeant Holfeld will take place Monday morning at 10:30 at St. Patrick's in Onalaska, with the burial at La Crosse's Catholic Cemetery to follow with full military honors.